Greetings, my lords and ladies. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a fangirl in possession of good wit and taste will be a fan of Jane Austen. Oh my gosh, I love Jane Austen. I love her a lot. I mean, I'm an English major, I'm a girl, I like snarkiness and wittiness and social comedy and romance. I like good, classic romance. Romance that's more about plot and satire and witty repartee and real love rather than heaving bosoms. So, of course, I love Jane Austen. I love her with a fiery passion. I really feel, as I told Parl the other day, that if Jane Austen were alive, we would be best friends, because she just seems so awesome and forward-thinking and progressive for her day, and I really like her. Also, according to Mom, the genealogy nut, I'm actually related to Jane Austen. She's a second cousin, like 17 times removed or something, so I feel kind of connected to greatness there. Of course, I'm sure everybody could claim to be related to her through some weird, you know, weaving of family lines, because, I mean, she's English, and so many people from America came from England, so chances are someone's related to her in some way, but whatevs. I love Jane Austen. I feel like she's my homegirl. And I've been a fan of hers since, I don't know, I was 14 maybe, 13, 14. I think that's the first time I read Pride and Prejudice. Of course, Pride and Prejudice is my favorite Jane Austen book, because Lizzie Bennet is amazing, Mr. Darcy is smoldering, and it's just so much fun. I really do think that it's her best work. I know a lot of people will like to argue with me that Persuasion is the best, as Siobhan thinks, or that Mansfield Abbey is the best, or that Emma is the best, or whatever, but I really like Pride and Prejudice. It's the one that's closest, nearest, and dearest to my heart, and I've really loved a lot of the different adaptations of it. Of course, I have to mention the 97 Colin Firth and, oh my god, I forgot the name of the girl who does Lizzie. I feel really horrible now. Anyway, the 97 miniseries, no, 95? 97? I feel like I'm failing as a fangirl here because I don't know the year. Anyway, the Colin Firth miniseries. It's fantabulous, as everyone agrees, and I mean, it's really well acted, really well written, really well adapted. They really fit almost all of the book into it, of course, because it's a miniseries, so have to give major props to that. But I have to admit, and I know people are probably going to lambaste me for this, I prefer the 2005 Keira Knightley Matthew McFadyen version. Because, I don't know, it's just, I know they left a lot out, and I know that they compressed things, and that the ending, when you actually see Lizzie and Darcy kissing at Pemberley, I know that a lot of people feel like it's not entirely faithful or true to the spirit of the book, or to Jane Austen, or what have you, but I really love the 2005 version. Because, as much as I don't really care for Keira Knightley, I feel like she did a pretty good job as Lizzie. And I really love Matthew McFadyen as Darcy. I felt like he had a great job of, you know, displaying all of the repressed emotion and the haughtiness, and he's really good looking, and he looked great in the fancy shirts and suits, and he's so tall and impressive, and I quite like Matthew McFadyen's Darcy. But I think the thing that I love the most about the 2005 version is the beautiful cinematography. They did a really great job with the costumes and the settings and the lighting and the colors, and it's just an absolutely beautiful movie to watch. It's so atmospheric, it's so moving and emotional, and I really like the supporting cast too. I mean, Carey Mulligan's in it, and she's amazing. Tallulah Riley actually is in it too. She was in another episode of Doctor Who, same as Carey Mulligan. Tallulah was in Silence in the Library. But great supporting cast. Rosamund Pike was amazing. I mean, you got frickin' Simon Woods, who's just friggin' adorable. Oh my gosh, I don't care that he's gay. He's got the best hair I've ever seen in that movie. And I love, love, love Mr. Bennet. I feel like, oh my gosh, Donald Sutherland is amazing, and I wish that he was my dad, because he's so adorable as Mr. Bennet. Yeah, he's kind of drops the ball in a lot of ways, as is true of all of the portrayals of Mr. Bennet, because Mr. Bennet is kind of useless. But he's just so sweet with Lizzie. And the end, when she's confessing how much she loves Darcy, and he starts to cry, and then they hug, and it's just, it makes me all quibbly every time I watch it, and I just love it. So Jane Austen is amazing, and Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book. But I do have to mention Sense and Sensibility, because that's a really close runner-up for me. I really, really, really love Sense and Sensibility. This right here is not actually technically the novel. This is the screenplay with awesome pictures of the adaptation that Emma Thompson wrote. Now, Emma Thompson is a frickin' British goddess. If you don't know Emma Thompson that well, if you haven't seen much of her work, you need to fix this immediately. Go check out Much Ado About Nothing. Go check out Stranger Than Fiction and Love Actually and any movie she's been in, because she's amazing. And she did a fantastic job with this screenplay. She won an Oscar for the screenplay. This was also directed by Ang Lee, who's amazing. And I feel like Emma Thompson is great as Eleanor. Kate Winslet as Marianne was fantastic. And then you've got friggin' Alan Rickman as Colonel Brandon. And let's see if I can get this picture for you, because this picture needs to be seen. Because, holy crap, Alan Rickman. Check out that fine, foxy British man right there. Holy crap. He's so beautiful in this movie. Colonel Brandon is by far my favorite thing about Sense and Sensibility. I love Eleanor a lot, and Marianne does grow on me, but Colonel Brandon is so tragic and so brooding and yet so kind and caring, and I just love the way he is with Marianne. And then you've got Hugh Laurie in it too, and Hugh Laurie's hilarious no matter what, even though he only has like 5 scenes and like a handful of lines. He's great in that too. Greg Wise is really pretty as Willoughby. Gemma, what's her name? It's in here. Let me see. Gemma, I feel like I should know your name. Gemma Jones! Gemma Jones is Mrs. Dashwood. I love Gemma Jones. She's great. She's another one of those wonderful British actresses that's just amazing and everything. And she also played Bridget Jones's mom. So, love Gemma Jones. But I really, really love Jane Austen because I feel like she perfectly captures romance and wit without being overdone or ridiculous or cliche. I feel like her characters are just so interesting and so three-dimensional. I mean, they've all got their flaws, but they're all very, you know, admirable. They all make stupid decisions sometimes, but, you know, I love that she makes sure that they have happy endings at the end. I think Jane Austen is a genius. She was an amazing writer, and I'm a huge admirer of hers. I wish that I could attain a tenth of her skill and talent and majesty. She's just so amazing. And I feel like a lot of people don't really give her a try because they feel like, oh, she's a classic writer. Oh, she's, you know, wrote in the 1800s. She must be stuffy and boring and stuff. And I mean, some of her stuff, you do have to read it a couple of times. You do have to be in the right frame of mind to read it. But I feel like she's just amazing. She's so good. She captures humanity and emotion really well. She's a great author. So give her a try. If you've never read any of her books, or if you've only, you know, tried halfway, try Pride and Prejudice. I mean, it's a classic, and it's her best known and best loved, you know, for a reason. It's really great. If you want something that's slightly shorter, Persuasion is also really good. Siobhan stands by me with this. Persuasion is fantastic. The only one of her books that I don't really care for is Emma, but I think it's just because Emma is such a busybody that I just can't really get behind her. And I still have to read Mansfield Abbey. I still haven't finished that all the way through, and yeah, so I still need to finish that. Bad Jane Austen fangirl, haven't finished that yet. And definitely check out some of the adaptations. There have been some really great adaptations of her books with really stellar British writers and directors and actors. And I mean, Jane Austen and Shakespeare, those are like the two biggest, you know, sources of awesome British acting, it seems. And anytime you get Emma Thompson or Kenneth Branagh or, you know, Alan Rickman involved, it's always good. So I hope you guys have enjoyed my Jane Austen fangirling. I hope you guys are now encouraged to go check out some of her stuff. Have yourselves a very fine day. Peace.